Yo YouTube, what's going on? AJ here, back at it again with another video. And in today's video we're going to be going over why Yinlin's weapon is very broken. Should you invest in it? Should you pull in it? But we're also going to be talking about why Wuthering Waves players may have to consider skipping out on Yinlin's weapon. That's right, guys. We're going to talk about all the pros, as well as we're going to throw stuff that also applies to Zhang Liao's weapon, basically doing two birds in one stone. And we're just going to give you my in-depth opinion right now with the current state of Wuthering Waves, whether you should go for it or not. But first and foremost, if you like the content on the channel, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're trying to be one of the top Wuthering Waves creators in the space. Thank you guys for keeping the lights on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into a video. So my first point would be is that you are looking to go ahead and grab Yinlin's weapon. Well, since it was the start of Wuthering Waves, Yinlin was the second limited character, and her weapon came out and her herself came out. She's a very powerful character in her own right, but her weapon itself not only lived up to the expectations of how broken it was, it's lived up to the longevity, because one of the huge things with Yinlin and her weapon provides, right, is that not only is it good and tailored to her, making the quality of life for that character insanely well, like it takes it up to another notch as well, but anybody knows getting crit stats can be annoying at times because of all the RNG. Sometimes you have relic pieces, or excuse me guys, echo pieces, right, with the substats that you have maybe more crit damage, so you need that crit rate. Sometimes you have too much crit rate and you need that crit damage, and she provides one of those, being 36% crit rate. It's very great value. On top of that, it is also a very good stat stick for other rectifier users, because when Jaja came out, or Jeja, or I like to call her Jay-Z, you know, our painting girl came out, right? She had the similar class weapon, but hers was a crit damage. It's a lot of crit damage, right? But a lot of people who did pull her could afford to skip her weapon. Reason being, Yinlin's weapon covers that issue. So while I'm listing you all these pros, don't worry guys, I'm going to get into why you may want to skip the weapon. Let me say the same thing for Zhang Liao really quick and get it all addressed in this minute. Zhang Liao follows the same rule as Yinlin does, where he had an amazing gauntlet that's tailored to him that makes him even busted like crazy. And the thing is, it does live up longevity wise, very good. I don't ever see it falling off right now. It's good on Jian Xin as well. It's good on Lin Yang. His is such a great quality of life weapon for a gauntlet if you don't have the standard 5-star gauntlet at all, or you just don't like your 4-star and you're looking into an option that you need. He's got a very good solid option. So I'm giving you all these pros and not really cons, and you may be wondering, well AJ, why should I look to skip Yinlin's weapon if I have my astrite ready to go and pull on this weapon if it's overpowered? Well, it's your choice guys, but here's another issue that's going to be coming up. Recently, Wuthering Waves a few weeks back finally teased us something crazy. They teased us basically Rinascita, and they showed off a lot, guys. And Rinascita is a lot closer than people think. It's about like 3 weeks out, you know what I mean, 3.5 weeks, but most likely 3 weeks out. And one of the things that you guys have to consider is what they did show us with Rinascita. Now yes, it's a new patch, yes there'll be events, yes there'll be a new area of course like that, and we'll definitely get a good amount of astrites, right? But ultimately, we are now going back into the new method of, it's a restart, essentially. And because of that, you have two characters to kickstart us off. You have Racia and you have Carlotta, or I like to call her Carrot, and you know, the little girl with the ghost type Pokemon. Both look like amazing characters that are going to be interesting to play, but even the 5 characters they showed off too, the other 3 to follow up, you have Brant, you have Zanny, and you have obviously the blonde girl who I like to call PB and J, or Phoebe. A lot of these characters, guys, are very highly anticipated characters now. They're 2.0 second generation characters that are going to amp up and probably start power creeping maybe the first generation characters. Although Shorekeeper helps, you know, prevent that, you know what I mean, in case you have a fan favorite for that first generation character. But one of the things is you have your astrite loaded and you're looking to pull on Yinlin's weapon, which is a pro, don't get me wrong, no cons here, same with Zhang's. But then you're going to be limited on resources. Even when the new patch comes out, pulling on characters is a 50-50. That's an issue already, right? Then with the recent thing that Kuro Games has done with our favorite Psycho Girl that's just come out with changing her hair color and everything like that, amazing peak animations, was her weapon. If you remember her weapon, I said that originally you really didn't have to get her weapon, but the damage drop off is very significant if you notice with her weapon. So Kuro finally made a character's weapon that's so tailored to her that mainly most people can't really utilize it that well on other characters. It's not an Emerald of Genesis, it's not Changli's weapon, but it is her weapon that's catered towards her, that makes her go off and destroy everything on the field. One of the things that we don't know about is if Kuro Games now going forward is going to decide to do that, where they do make a signature weapon and the damage drop off from the second option is really that big, you know what I mean, where they make it character specific and only there are certain things only that character can do when you're reading the description that they can trigger to make them go off. It's an interesting choice though. Kuro has a great track record so far of making all the weapons kind of like a little bit universal and making sure the damage drop off isn't that high or significant, as well as like making sure we can have fun with the characters. But you also have to look out for that, guys. It's a very tough decision right now, because are you going to go for Phoebe? Are you going to go for Brant? Are you going to go for Zanny? You don't know their weapon archetypes. You don't know how many pulls they're getting. The other issue is too now, guys, you have to look at is that for the veterans who have been playing Wuthering Waves, we kind of got a quality of life change that you guys don't know about, change of pace. For the new players, I'm going to explain this, right? Both sides are going to understand what I mean. When Kuro first started Wuthering Waves, we went to 2-2-1. What I mean by that is that we got 2 5-stars, 2 5-stars, and we started getting 1-1-1. A lot of us had either been light spenders or free to play, got who we wanted, got some weapons along the way. Pretty much our accounts are at a good spot right now. Then they only started releasing 1 5-star. We targeted that character, we got the character. Maybe if we left over pulls, we got the weapon or something like that, or threw some out there. The thing that I want to talk to you guys about is that now we're going back to 2-2 and potentially 2 again, where we have 2 5-stars to kickstart us off. We have Carlotta, or Carrot Girl as I like to call her, and we have the little girl with the ghost type Pokemon Rinascita, where now we have 2 right here. There's 2 characters to kickstart us off for the new patch. There's 2 more weapons to pull on. The next batch is going to be 2 more characters that are 5-stars, because we got shown 5 of them, you know what I mean, in total. They're gonna have 2 new weapons to start off with. Then we have either PB&J or Phoebe, or we have Zanny, and we just don't know at the current moment what's gonna happen at all if they introduce another character with her to where it's 2-2-2 every time. So we're gonna be limited on resources. Even though we'll be getting events, we're gonna be limited on astrites. So all I'm saying is, please be careful on the choice you make. Make the choice you don't regret. If you're gonna go for Yinlin's weapon or Zhang Liao's weapon, I highly recommend them. They are worth it. But just remember, watch your astrites. We got a brand new patch coming out, and you don't want to be the only one not having fun or missing out, or then being like, oh man, I gotta spend. But even if you do spend, if you're okay with your choice of spending, then you're all good to go. That's it for this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.